Hey, I just got back from my last big giant trip, just this morning. Actually, it's noon now. I've been catching up on interneting. So, I, alright, so this was my schedule. I went to Vienna, I think on the 20th. So Vienna, back to Brno for a night, and then Brno to Karlovy for another night. Yeah. Oh, and then Prague for a few days for Christmas, and then to Frankfurt, and then I just got back this morning. So I left last night at 9 and got back at like 8:30 this morning. So I went by bus, um, and it was crazy. So I guess I'll do it day by day. I don't know. Um, there were so I mean a lot happened, but each place was like really short. So um, all right, well, Vienna. We can start with Vienna. So, this is my second time couch surfing, which was really good. The first time was amazing, but the second time I think um, was just awesome. The guy I stayed with is a high school math and physics professor or teacher, whatever. Um, and he just came back. He's on sabbatical for a year now, and he just got back from a trip in America, and he just went basically all around the East Coast. Like he started in Texas, I think, and then drove up and down like the eastern half, I guess, of America. Um, so he went on couch surfing, changed his profile to like he was able to host people, and then apparently 10 minutes later, I was like the first one to talk to him. So he was so excited because he hadn't hosted a new one yet, and he was just like I don't know, he just loved that someone was staying with him and we were like gonna hang out. So basically, he was just a free tour guide the whole time. So he came and picked me up where the bus dropped me off, and he like gave me a tour of the city, and we went to the Albertina together, which I had heard from. Oh, when I was with Ian, we met these random people. I still have to update about all of that, but we met these random Czech people, and one of them was a museum major here, but like I can't do that because all the classes are in Czech. But so we were completely geeking out about museums. He said Albertina was the best. So Richard, the guy who was hosting me, we went to the Albertina, and it was really good, but it was closing pretty quickly. So it was like Picasso, which is like I'm so tired of Picasso. I've decided like I know his stuff really well now. I can say I do like his sculpture, and I like some of his political pieces. Guernica is great, but I just it's like every single museum I go to is focusing on Picasso right now. I don't know why. It's not. It's good, but it's everywhere. So anyway, whatever. We went and saw that, and he didn't really like it either, but we talked about it. And, I definitely geeked out to him a little bit about like um, the show it was actually really interesting like motivation because it was political. It was like um, all of Picasso's political work. So I was like, all right, well they're gonna have Guernica because that's his most famous one, and it like wasn't there. There was like a picture of a newspaper article that was like focused on it. I was like, this is stupid. But so I talked to him about um, how Picasso was in the Museum of Degenerate Art, which was like the Nazis' anti. It was like their gallery showcasing like bad art, basically. But all of the bad art was like all the really famous art that became like all the people who were in the degenerate art uh, exhibit. They all got to be really really famous, and then the people who were in like the like good art museum didn't really become anything. So anyway, that's just me being a nerd. Um, so we talked about that for a little bit, and then like other things. We kept going through the museum. There was a really really interesting part, and I don't remember who the artist was, but it was someone I hadn't heard of before. It was like Ken something. I don't know. I have it written down, but his stuff was really good. But we got there just at the point when they were like closing it all down, which was really unfortunate. But whatever. Um, he actually did like a huge series of work on the short story "The Nose" by Chekhov. I'm not sure if it's Chekhov or Gogol or Kafka. I don't think it's not Kafka. It's a Russian writer. Whatever. So it was like this huge exhibit with just like things about the nose, and it was really funny and really absurd and wonderful. So went through there, and then there was also a place for, it was like an exhibition space of Michelangelo stuff, and it was all sketches. So like Richard and I weren't really interested, but he did like the nose, which I was all happy about. Um, so we did that, and then we walked around, went to the Christmas markets, because I went to Vienna basically because I had heard that the Christmas markets were the best in the world. Um, I don't think they were, but they were really good. So, um, right, so we were wandering around. I had some punch, which is it's punch, but like alcoholic. I think it's like spiced wine or mulled wine, but a little bit different. So that's like the big Austrian tradition, and there's something similar to it in the Czech Republic, but whatever, it's different. So we had some of that, and that was really good. And then we just kept wandering around for a while, and then we ended up getting dinner at this really cool, super hipstery place. It was Pakistani food, and it was buffet style, so it's all you can eat, but it's also whatever you can pay. So there are no prices anywhere. It's just like whatever you feel like paying. So you can go in and get a free meal, but usually people will actually spend more money because it's so popular and they're so like grateful for like such a trusting place. Um, so that was really cool. We went there, and then I feel like we did something else too, but I think we just walked around. He like showed me basically the whole city, which was really nice because I wouldn't have been able to do that otherwise. So then I think we just went back early. Um, yeah, and then I fell asleep on his air mattress, which was really funny because it had a hole in it. So it was like slowly deflating through the night. So I started having dreams about like having a giant bed be like a huge glove that was just like grabbing me. I don't know. It was a very interesting sleep. Also, the Richard, the guy hosting me, was like such a weird, crazy guy. Like he like what's really cool about couch surfing is you get to meet super interesting people. Um, so he went to America actually to go to a board game conference where it's like apparently it's like in America it's a huge thing where for him it's just a hobby and he like has maybe 100 board games in his house, and he just really likes it. But there are people who like I just like they devote their entire lives to board games. Um, so he was telling me about that, but it was really interesting. So video's getting long, so we'll make a part two, and then maybe a little bit more afterwards. We'll see.